We got to talk arm length again. Gosh damn it. So again, I know people are going to sit there and go, "You're defending Greg." I have no skin in the game to defend Greg's reporting, but Greg said on last week's podcast that Will Campbell's arm measurement measured in at 32 7/8 inches. Now, I do want to say, and of course, I don't remember who wrote it, but within the last couple of days, somebody at ESPN wrote a story. And guess what? They said they heard from multiple sources the same exact thing that Greg heard. So
they did.
Yes. So I forget who it was, but I read it and I said, okay, Bedard's not the only one that got that information. There's also something weird that's in the ether. That if you look at the arm measurements of all the offensive linemen at the combine and you measure them up to, bowl games or whatever and Senior Bowl, that pretty much every offensive lineman somehow lost, I think it was like a half an inch off their arm length. So
and some guys, their height too, they were losing.
So all of a sudden, from bowl season and Senior Bowl to the combine, every offensive lineman shrunk, which is we have to have a fascinating scientific journey with that. First, how the hell does that happen? Let me just ask you that. Well, let's start there. How is that possible that every offensive lineman lost a half an inch of arm length?
Yeah, and the thing is, at their pro day, they might gain it back. Like we're gonna have to see. I mean, basically, it's an inexact science. I mean, I don't know if they use like a tape measure and it's like from the spine and just to clarify, and I think we said this. So like I reached out to an AFC scout and do you guys have an arm measurement? So this was the National Football Scouting, NFS. That's the same group that runs the combine. Went to LSU's went to spring football April 2nd, 2024. He had a date, and they measured him 32 7/8, and then he was 32 5/8 at the combine. I mean, it's just inactive. He's going to get measured they'll pick out a NFL scout to do it for LSU's pro day as well. And so who knows? But not good for Will Campbell. The measurement and the bigger thing is his wingspan. So you can even see this when you look at him. Like, and I don't have broad shoulders, so I'm in the Will Campbell sort of camp. Like I have smaller shoulders. Like he has really small shoulders.
Yes.
And so his wingspan is like well below a lot of these guys.
I mean, I hate to laugh, but now every time I talk about this, I think of Greg doing the T-Rex arms last podcast.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But yes, it's true. Trevor Sigma of Pro Football Focus tweeted this. Will Campbell's 32 5/8 inch arms rank in just the 7th percentile for tackles. His 77 3/8 inch wingspan would be the shortest wingspan of any tackle since at least 2011. So yes, when we say the man's wingspan is a problem, we're telling you the man's wingspan is a problem. Given the measurements, Greg, are you now out on Will Campbell at 4?
I am out on Will Campbell at 4. I am not taking, and I do think he's going to be, let me just say this. I think he's going to be a really good football player. He probably deserves to go at least in the top 20, if not top 15. I think he's going to be an excellent guard in this league for a very long time. But I am not taking a guard at 4 unless I know they're going to be a Hall of Famer, unless I know he's the second coming of John Hanna, and Will Campbell just isn't that. So I am out on Will Campbell at number 4.
I agree with you. I said this on my podcast yesterday, which, by the way, has been rebranded Everything Pats. And somebody busted my ball saying, oh, drink every time Nick brings up his own podcasts with Greg. Okay. So maybe that would be like, maybe 3 shots a show. Maybe. That's my first one today. It'll be my last. But I did mention, the way I put it is, if you draft Will Campbell at 4, you've got to believe he's a unicorn. You have to believe that he is like so special at either guard, or he's special enough to play tackle with that wingspan and play it well enough to justify drafting him fourth. You have to believe he's a unicorn. And look, if the Patriots front office and offensive line coaching staff, and if they believe he's a unicorn and they take a swing, they better be right. Because if he ends up being a very good guard and you got him at the fourth pick, that's not good. So I am leaning away from drafting Will Campbell at 4, which brings us to Dane Brugler, who does great work at The Athletic, his latest mock draft. One guy, Greg, that does have longer than 33-inch arms. And absolutely, I want to say this too, Will Campbell was great athletically. I know there'll be some pushback at us and saying, oh, he's tremendous. I mean, he smoked the athletic testing, and reportedly he was fantastic in the interview room. So literally, if Will Campbell had 34-inch arms, the guy would be a top 3 pick in this draft. Like, nobody would be complaining about it.
What's going on, everyone? Tayler Kyles here for CLNS Media with a very exciting announcement. Here at Patriots Press Pass, we will be introducing bonus tiers. Now, this will not affect any of the content that hopefully you've grown to know and love over here at Patriots Press Pass. It's all going to be some brand new stuff and extras so we can connect with you more and also provide you some more in-depth and high-quality content. Hopefully, you guys are going to like it. Here are the tiers and what you should be expecting from all these new bonuses. At Tier 1, we've got Rookie Starter. That'll come with ad-free content, early access to videos, 5% off of all merchandise, and even custom emojis. At Tier 2, we've got All Pro. Once again, ad-free content, early access, 10% off merchandise, custom emojis, but that'll also come with player profile film reviews and draft profiles. At Tier 3, we've got GOAT status. Same as all the other tiers, but it's going to be 20% off of all merchandise, and we're also going to have custom segments, Discord chat rooms with myself and other show hosts, as well as live film reviews with myself and whomever we've got on the podcast for that day, hoping to have some pretty fun guests.